Can you stand the rain?
Storms will
I knew you
come.
couldn't resist. You could not.
This we know for sure.
You could not resist. If anybody, if you ever play hide and seek, all somebody got to do is start singing, and you're done.
Love unconditional. I'm not asking just of you. Ooh. You know, me and my cats used to sing that, dog, at Franklin Middle School. We all had our parts. Yeah, we all had our parts.
Like a group?
Yeah, we all had our little parts and stuff.
What was your part?
Just a nigga late. I'll do whatever needs to be done.
Oh, but I need somebody who can stand by me.
Oh, yeah.
What's the rest?
I don't know. I can hum it. Because you know when you don't know the words, you hum it. Dun 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 dun.
Who will always be right there. Ooh.
All right, let's go.
I was talking to somebody the other day about, I don't know what it was about, kind of like the 80s and 90s. If you just were to snapshot the 80s and the 90s music, I don't know what was in the water.
It was good music.
But man, it was just a good time. Like everything about the 80s and the 90s. I mean, outside of Reagan's era, like after I was born. So you got like the 90s, let's just say the 90s. Man, from 90 to about 06, it was just rich. It was rich in culture. It was rich in like black culture, the rap culture, hip hop, an affluent time for just African Americans. Like the 90s was lit. I don't know if we'll ever see. I don't know if we'll ever see something like that ever again.
You had some crazy producers, you know what I'm saying? Like Teddy Riley from that late 80s.
Yeah.
That whole New Jack Swing.
Yeah.
Like Teddy was unbelievable, dog.
You know, I didn't know a lot of this stuff. Remember we went to go see him in Maryland?
Yeah.
At the Capital City Jazz Fest.
Yes.
And he was playing hits. Y'all, I did not know that he produced.
Man, he produced Remember the Time.
I didn't know that.
You remember the time when we fell in love?
Go ahead.
You remember the time when we first met, girl? Hey, he was a bad boy.
Well, first of all, I didn't know he did Rump Shaker.
Oh yeah, of course. That's the whole New Jack Swing. Yes, Guy, Groove Me. Oh yeah,
Baby. Oh my.
And then like the way you make. Hey.
Oh.
When I get you home tonight. Man, them was some good times, man.
They used to dance like this. Pow.
Them was some good times, bro.
Wait, did you used to dance?
A little bit.
Wait.
I used to have rhythm back when I was 12.
Did you? Wait, didn't you tell me you won a dance contest?
Yeah, when I was like 8.
What happened?
I stood in one place and did like this.
You was pop locking?
Yep.
Pop locking and shut up.
I stood in one place.
What happened?
I don't know.
Because you used to you don't dance.
I don't dance no more.
You straight.
Man.
People don't dance no more. All they do is this. You like a 1-2 guy.
That's it.
That is, man. That's hilarious to me. I'm sorry I wasn't laughing at you. I was just actually laughing because to see you now and to know that between 8 and 12, you know, you was like Troop.
I'm sweating.
Babe, you're sweating.
I'm sweating, boy.
What happened?
I don't know. I got hot.
No, I told you, didn't I? I told you. Uh-huh. You ain't listen to your wife.
I ain't take your suggestion, did I?
Man, we just talked about that the last episode.
I did.
And you didn't listen to my suggestion.
I didn't.
David, we have a sweater on our hands.
I need something, David.
He needs something. He didn't take my suggestion, David. And what was my suggestion, ladies and gentlemen? I said, do not change into that jacket. And now we have to do there we go. Praise God.
Ooh.
Get the other side.
Ooh.
You know what's crazy about your sweat? It's right here. It's like you can literally see it heating up on your scalp.
You can?
Yeah, because it's all scalp. So I sweat from my scalp too. So like I
David,
sweat
I need
from
one more of those, please.
I sweat from my head, and so when I sweat from my head, my hair, as Julius would say, it gets poofy. So if you, same thing, but you can literally see the sweat begin to bead up on you. You got hot real quick.
I got a hot flash. It was like a hot flash.
I seen it. You got all red.
Yeah, it was like a hot flash.
Yeah. Welcome
good
to my
now.
life. Anyway,
I'm good
welcome
now.
Make Marriage Great Again.
What's good?
What's poppin', everybody? Man, we've had a good time filming 2024 thus far. It has been hilarious. I'm liking the energy that you're giving
You liking it?
this season. I'm really feeling it. I think it's the triple shot of espresso.
No, it's more than 24.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm kicking down the door in 24. It's more than 24.
What Tupac say?
I'm
I'm
ready to-
picking the lock. I'm coming through the door blasting.
That's what he said.
Ain't that what he said?
That's what he said.
It is.
And that's what I'm doing. But y'all, today we're going to talk about something that I think is important.
Oh boy.
Here it is.
Oh,
you ready?
God. No.
You ready? Huh?
Okay, come on. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Can you...
Stand the rain?
I mean, that's a good question too. But that ain't it. Can you stay committed to your spouse even though you don't love them no more?
No.
Did I word that right?
Wait. You asked me.
Commitment
can
versus
you
love.
Can you stay committed and not be in love with your spouse?
Or maybe the question is not can you, maybe the question is should you?
Hold on. I got to Google this because.
So it's almost like commitment versus love.
Hold on.
Because this is serious business.
Wait a second.
And we got to find out what's going on.
Definition of commitment. Okay, so the definition of commitment says the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause, an activity.
So dedication. Hard work.
Hard work. Come on, Nip.
Done playing.
An engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action.
Motivation. What is it?
The engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of an action.
So basically they're saying that commitment is restriction. God.
Commitment is what restricts the freedom of you doing what you want to do.
So what is love then?
Love is not that. So
Love
probably
is
why
coercing you to do what you want to do.
That's probably why people cheat, is because they're not committed, but they love.
So you think you can love somebody and not be committed?
The definition of love, of course, is an intense feeling of deep affection, great interest and pleasure, deep affection for someone, or enjoy very much.
You know what I disagree about that definition?
What? It's not a feeling?
There's no action there. In that definition, where's the action at? It's all feeling based, according to that definition.
A quality or feeling of strong, constant affection for and dedication to another.
So I hear the word dedication, but it's that whole definition seems to be more feeling based.
I think what the issue is, I think that now biblically we know that love is an action word because God so loved the world that he gave. And we understand from a biblical lens that love, that Jesus is the greatest example of what love looks like. Sacrifice, giving, all of those things. But I think what we're talking about as far as being committed, because the definition of commitment was basically saying the reason why you're not free to do the action that you want to do is because you're committed.
So, but I think
Not because you
what
love.
that definition of love, though, is I think it leaves out something. And a lot of the times, love is against preference. Love, a lot of the times, is against preference.
I think commitment is what's against preference.
I think love is too.
So can you love someone and not be committed, and can you be committed and not be in love?
This is the example I use. I'm going to go back to your same example. Christ against preference.
Yeah.
Preference-wise, I don't know if he preferred so much to to do what he did.
I think
on
Christ was
behalf of
committed
us.
to the cause.
But he was committed.
was-
But it was also love, because greater love had no one in this,
Yeah.
that a man lay down his life for his friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was love as well. So that's what I'm saying. Like, can you love and not be? I don't think. Here's what I say. I don't think you can love and not be committed. But I think you can be committed
and not love.
and not love.
Okay.
And I could be wrong. I'm open to being
Okay,
wrong.
so let me ask this question. Let's just take me and you. We've been together 13 years, been married 12 years, about to be 12 years. So, has there been times in our marriage that you were committed to me, but you weren't necessarily in love with me?
I didn't love you?
Yes.
Has there ever been a time when I was committed to you, but I didn't love you?
Because you've been committed the whole time, to my knowledge. Because if not, nigga, I will cut your head off. We already know that.
Go
So
to
you've
the
been
definition of love.
You've been committed the whole time. But has there ever been a time where you, Julius Lancaster, have been committed to me but not loved me? Love says an intense feeling of deep affection, great interest and pleasure in something, deep affection for someone, like or enjoy very much.
There's absolutely been times when I was committed to you, but I didn't love you. There's absolutely been times when, let me see your phone. There's absolutely been times when I did not have an intense feeling of deep affection.
Okay.
There's been times when I wasn't greatly interested. There's been times when there was no pleasure.
All right.
There's been times when I didn't like or enjoy you very much.
So we really need to revisit, I think, when we talk about love, man, and maybe this is why we're seeing, or not seeing, maybe this is what, when people cheat, when people step out, it's not that they don't love the person they're in relationship with. They're not committed to the person they're in relationship
I think
with.
it's a combination of both, because pull that definition out again, because we need a reference point.
All right, so I'm gonna just keep
Pull
it
that
out.
definition out again.
Of love or commitment?
Of love.
Okay.
Because here's what I believe
All right.
personally. I believe personally that if there are intense feelings of deep affection,
Yeah.
if there is great interest and pleasure,
Yeah.
if there is deep affection for, or if there was like and there is enjoy, I don't believe a person would step out.
That's not true. I believe people love people in real life and they go commit adultery.
So what
happens
you're basically
every
saying,
day.
Because
remember what commitment's definition was. Commitment said that it restricts you from the freedom of doing the action you want to do.
So basically what you're saying is a person can love. What you're saying is that a person can love and not be committed.
100%.
Wow.
Love is not stopping you because flesh is gluttonous. One's not enough.
The penis gonna get hard regardless.
Regardless,
of how
right?
much you love somebody else.
Regardless.
And so you're saying in that moment that the nature is rising for
love
somebody
is not
else,
stopping
there needs
that,
something there that can hinder the progression of that thing,
which is commitment.
which is commitment.
Commitment says, I am committed to my wife, which is why I don't have the freedom to do what I want to do.
Because I wanna,
but I'm committed to her. I'm committed to the vow. I'm committed to Christ. I'm committed to what I said before all those people. I'm committed to that. Love don't cost a thing. It was a funny movie, but love is not, it's not enough, and this is what happens. A lot of people get their hearts broken because the first thing out their mouth is, I thought you loved me. And I've heard it a million times, like, I do. And like, no, there's no way you can love me and you can do X, Y, and Z. That's not true.
according to the definition.
People really can love their mamas, their sisters, their brothers, their friends, their spouses. They can really love and still make asinine decisions. It happens every day, B. Like, it happens every day. Commitment is where it gets hairy at.
So commitment says the definition is the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause. What's the cause? Marriage.
Correct.
It says engagement or obligation that restricts freedom
There it is.
of action.
There it is. I'm obligated.
So we don't want to be restricted. People who step out, it's not that they don't love, they just don't want any restrictions. They want their cake and eat it too.
Yeah, they're not committed. Because commitment means I'm allowing myself to be restricted. Commitment means even though I see her in that dress and she walks by, or when she's flirting with me, or when he's flirting with me, or when he got the gray sweatpants on, I'm not looking.
So what you're saying
it's commitment.
So when Jesus, I have to find this. I have to find this theologically.
Okay.
So it can make sense to me.
Okay.
because if not, so when Jesus was, the Bible says Jesus wept.
Yeah.
Shortest scripture in the Bible.
It is.
He was weeping over the people. He's seen their lack of faith, their state of being at that moment in time.
Yeah.
And it says that he wept.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is his deep affection for them in that moment, his deep feelings of affection and all that, that was an expression of his love. In
I
that
agree.
moment.
Yes, sir.
But you're saying the moment when he went to the Garden of Gethsemane and he said, Lord, if it be your will, take this cup from me.
Yeah.
You're saying that was an expression. And he said, nevertheless, but not my will, but your will. That was an expression of his commitment.
100%.
Oh, that's heavy. That's heavy.
Meaning he was restricted from the freedom of making the action that his flesh wanted to make, which was I'm not trying to go through with this. My commitment to the cause. Who was the cause? The people. His commitment to us was so great that he went ahead and laid his life down. Love made him weep. Commitment made him die.
What in the world did you just say? Oh my God. Y'all, did you hear this woman of God?
Pew, pew, pew.
She said,
David, drop one of them clue bombs.
Love made him weep and commitment made him die. That thing almost made me cry.
Shut up, babe.
That thing almost made me cry. Because here's what I believe. I believe for years, what we've done is we've kind of like jumbled everything together.
We have.
And we haven't done a good job of really breaking it apart to really help people gain some clarity on their relationships and all of that.
Yeah.
And so what we've lumped everything is in the name of love. And we've kept it there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what Tina Turner asked one of the greatest questions.
What's love got to do with it? Hey. What's love
but a second-hand
emotion?
She said love was a second-hand emotion.
Dang.
I didn't even know what she was saying.
So wow, come on, Prophet Tina.
She said love was a second-hand emotion. Meaning, I don't even want to go into that, but what I'm saying is y'all, we've not done a good job of really breaking down this thing. And so what we've done is yes, we haven't broken down this thing called love. What we've done is lumped it all together. No, you got to be committed, my G.
This is crazy, because I think that when we're talking about being in, and let's be clear, this is applicable to any relationship, because I know friend relationships where it's like, I love my friend, but when something transpired or something happened, you really weren't committed to the friendship. And what happens is people are so hurt when someone that they love does something that doesn't line up to what they think one should do when someone is in love or has love. It's like, no, when you understand that there are different values based on love and commitment. Those are two different things. And so now when you begin to look at your friend circle, or you begin to look for someone to spend the rest of your life with, you begin to look at how do they love and then how do they commit?
Because here's the deal. Here's where we are as people. And I feel like sometimes we all probably fall victim.
Yeah.
You know what happens is we fall victim to the person who's willing to love us, but not the person who's willing to be committed to us. Because the person who's willing to love us, they make us
Come
feel
on,
a
bro.
certain way.
Come on, bro.
They bring a certain, level of affection,
They make us feel good. And
They
here's
make
the thing
us
about
feel good.
commitment. Commitment don't feel good.
It don't always
because
feel good.
The definition of commitment says, and I quote, it is restricting. I be wearing a body thing sometimes. And what it does is it compresses and restricts the fat. It don't feel good though. It's a little uncomfortable.
Restriction is uncomfortable. Commitment is uncomfortable.
Make me want to punch the
Because
air.
it's stopping things from
From just being free.
From just
That's what
being
it said.
free.
It says it's restricting the freedom of you doing an action
that you would prefer to do.
that you would
wanna do.
prefer to do. My fat would prefer to be out. my fat would prefer to just hang over. But so what the body con thing does is it restricts it from doing what it wants to do.
And that's what we're lacking, I
Bro.
believe, man, in our marriages, is we need to be committed.
We need to be better committed partners.
to being restricted.
And commitment needs to be, what you said was so good. We fall in love with love. We fall in love with the emotion. We fall in love with the kicks and the giggles. Ooh, baby, I know right now there is millions of couples that are married and they got married off of the emotion of love and they cannot stay committed to their partner.
You said love made him weep and commitment made him die.
Because that is what
And you think about
happens.
it. You think about death. It's true. Death is, according to this context,
Yeah.
Is laying down your life, laying down what
Man,
you would want to do.
when you get married and you take them vows, listen to the vows. It's in sickness and in health. Until death do us part.
Watch this. You ever seen the videos when the newlyweds, they get married?
Yeah.
And she walking down the aisle and that nigga looking at her and he crying. This is an emotional moment for him.
Yeah.
Love making him weep. But commitment is going to make him not allow his penis to go into another vagina. Commitment is going to allow him not to engage.
Man.
See what I'm saying? Like, it's the commitment that's going to cause him to die in the marriage. The love is going to cause him to weep.
Man.
That thing right there, man, messed me up. I'm telling you, I'm messed up. I can shut the whole podcast down right now. Right now.
I mean, the example is for us right there. We can see it. We're talking about, Jesus is the example. He is. Right there, he shows you his love, and then he shows you his commitment to you.
So basically, is it safe to say then? Because what I've seen him do,
Yeah.
if we're supposed to be, Ephesians 1 said, be therefore followers of God
He's
as dear
both
children.
and.
So if we seen what he does,
Yes,
what
sir.
he did, then that means that the follow-up to love is commitment.
My God. It needs to be.
It should be.
It should
the
be.
The follow-up to love. So basically then it's an incomplete love. It's an incomplete love. So what we're doing is we're running around and we're displaying incomplete love because there's no commitment tied to it.
That's why Tina Turner said it's a secondhand emotion.
It's a secondhand
because I
emotion.
feel like the first one would be commitment.
So, well, this is what it says. It says, I don't want to get all deep in spiritual and biblical, but it talks about perfect love.
Yeah. Ooh. So perfect love would be.
Perfect means complete.
It would be commitment and love joining together.
It would be those
That's
two
fire.
things coming together.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
That's
sir.
perfect love.
Wow. So we're running around here not perfectly loving one another.
We're running around here with incomplete love.
Man,
It's not complete.
It's not complete.
It's not complete. We have the emotion sometimes, the affection, the deep affection,
But not
the commitment.
And what we do is we run and we get married off of incomplete love.
So I care that I hurt you, but I don't care enough to stop
I'm
doing
not
anything,
committed enough to
doing
stop.
anything, right, to continue to
I
hurt
care
you.
enough. I'm sad that I hurt you.
It hurts me that you're hurt.
I have an emotion because that's all we got is emotions. Because love is an emotion. Love is an intense, deep desire. People get married off of desire. People have babies off of desire. People do all of this stuff. They get divorced. It happens. The commitment is what's lacking. We're not counting up the cost of the commitment.
And so when we see those vows, when we see those marriage vows, what I feel like, and this is what I think is tremendously important. I feel like it's good for us to be able to crack y'all's craniums wide open, snatch your heart
Crack
out.
the cranium.
But I feel like we got to be able to put the heart back in and stitch you up.
100%.
And put some ointment on you to make sure that you're in a position to be healed. And so I feel like, you know, when you getting ready to get married, I feel like it's important for y'all to really, like, before you get into this, take a peek at those wedding vows together.
Yeah.
And give an honest assessment of where your commitment level is.
That, man, because commitment looks like, what's one of the vows? In sickness and in health.
Sickness and in health.
Commitment looks like when there's a diagnosis on the table. Commitment looks like I'm not leaving.
Or for richer or for poor.
Commitment looks like we are broke. Commitment says you stay. Love, the emotion, the deep desire says leave. Which is why the divorce rate is so high.
And this is why we say stuff like, I've fallen out of love. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's so good.
I've fallen out of love.
You
haven't fallen.
You have.
You have.
But did you fall out of commitment?
Yeah, that's what you fell out.
Because commitment should be able to be the standard. Commitment should be able to carry the weight and the burden when love has left. Because like you said, there's times that I've not liked you.
Right. And you've made the decision not to be committed anymore. And that's why you're willing to walk away from the marriage.
And commitment is a decision.
Yeah. Commitment says, I'm going to continue doing what we agreed upon long after the feeling leaves. That's what commitment says.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
That's good.
Long after the feeling leaves, I'm still going to do what we agreed upon.
Because all of us, that's this whole love at first sight. All of us, even when me and you was dating, I had butterflies. If you felt good, it was just good. I wanted to be around you. I had this deep, intense. I just wanted to sniff your beard. I just wanted to be up under you. I was loving you.
That beard smelled good.
It still smells good right now. Okay? Let's be clear. When your cologne, sweat, and beard get all together, it's a great combination. But commitment is when you go on my last nerve.
And I don't like you in that moment.
I don't like you right now.
But I'm still committed to our cause.
I'm committed to our cause, which is our marriage.
Yeah.
Commitment keeps the peen out of places that ain't got no business.
It does.
Commitment keeps your eyeballs from them gray sweatpants. Commitment does.
It does.
Not love.
Yeah.
Because love you could love two people at the same time.
According to the definition, love is not really restrictive.
Now, love is like
it gives the word dedication, you know what I mean, but it doesn't give the word restrictive. It's almost like they don't want to put a negative connotation with love. We want love to remain happy.
I mean, think about it right now, 2024. Love who you love. Love always wins. Love is love. It's very free. But it ain't full of commitment, though.
I'm telling you. So I think at the end of the day, y'all, I think you got to really get a clear-cut understanding of what love is
100%.
and what commitment is. And in a perfect world, both of those things would be working simultaneously in a marriage.
Man.
In a real world, commitment can never go away.
My God.
There are going to be times when, according to the definition we read, when you might not necessarily be deeply affectionate or liking your spouse.
No, it happens.
But you can't never abort your commitment in a marriage. Ever. That's what can't leave.
I mean,
you
unless
gotta be committed to stay committed.
You have to make the decision. You have to make the decision to be committed.
Yeah.
And love is not a decision. Love just happens. Just love.
So when we are saying stuff like love is an action word and
commitment is an action word, love is an emotion.
We might have to talk about this some more because I've been conditioned in a certain way.
We say love is an action word
because
it's a what is it? When it's a noun and a verb, it's a verb. And so the English language teaches us when something is a verb, that means there's an action, a corresponding action to go with it. When we're reading the definition, it may be a verb, but it ain't no action. Commitment, whether it's a verb, noun, pronoun, whatever it is, there's action. Because anytime you make a decision, that means there's a corresponding action to follow the decision.
This whole episode just blew my mind, y'all.
This one was good. We started off singing, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all know what to do. Go subscribe right now. Make Marriage Great Again, the podcast. Go on Facebook, follow us. Make Marriage Great Again podcast. Go to Instagram right now. MMGA podcast. Go to the website.
MakeMarriageGreatAgain.love.
Yes.
Cop you some merch. Get you a t-shirt, something, sweatshirt or whatever. Support the cause. And we're going to check y'all out the next time.
Love y'all. Peace.